Hey YouTube, Dan Ottawa here, the best third/fourth tier Pokemon Go battler in the world, and it is day one of uh, season 10 of GBL, and we have two things I want to say. So one, if I sound a little hoarse, it's because the good news is my daughter's feeling better. She's slowly on the mend, not coughing as much. The bad news is my nose is stuffy, my head hurts, my throat hurts, so I'm not feeling good. But you know what? As a dad, you much prefer you're sick as opposed to your kids. And the second thing is I am here to showcase Noctowl. And in my video yesterday, I talked about how, there's only so many new teams in Pokemon that people can use. And this happens every single time. Whenever there's a move change, all the content creators go to do this. So I already saw that Yonkis posted about Noctowl. I'm going to do Noctowl here. I saw Shreddy do Octillery. I saw Hopeless Henry do Donphan. Donphan? Donphan? I don't know how you pronounce it. So that is what we do. So, unlike Yonkis, who used two Pokemon like that are somewhat difficult to get, Medicham and Lickitung, I'm going to use Ninetales and Whiscash, and 9 out of 10 of these battles were in Remix, and one was in Open that I clicked by accident, so that's battle number 2. And basically how I want to try Noctowl, right? It's flying, but it's also normal, so which makes like fighting neutral, but then you also resist like Ghost. You're obviously going to have weaknesses to in the remix. You're looking at Registeel. You're looking at anything that's like a steel, right? Or like rock. So I paired it with a Whiscash and a Ninetales. Both fire Whiscash can do with the mud bombs and everything. And then Fire Spin, just Ninetales adds a lot of pressure. So I went 10 for 10 with this team. I did just these 10, and then I switched to Cargo, which I'm going to be showcasing tomorrow. But 10 out of 10 here. Again, don't focus on the 10 out of 10. Focus on what it can do. There was one battle in particular I'm going to showcase. I was like, whoa, I'm surprised it survived that. But the good news, so let's just go over the pros and cons. Wing Attack, Sky Attack is actually a little slower charger than I expected it to be. So that's one of the kind of drawbacks. The pro is that it's pretty bulky, and you'll see how it survives one of the moves I'm going to showcase. And Shadow Ball, I used it a couple times just to throw it, non-stab. So like in neutral matchups, you're always throwing the Sky Attack. But let's take a look at some battles. I think all 10 battles were like 20 something minutes. So I think I did like 8 or 9. But on the lead, we have my Ninetales against their, don't worry, it'll come to me, Drapion. So I let the first one go knowing that I could survive it. Now these Weather Balls are going to start adding pressure. I built up to the Overheat, which I'm not running Overheat. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I'll just Fire Spin down. I'm okay with coming out with energy here because a Shadow Ninetales with energy can always cause problems. So I'll take Switch. And it is a Pelipper, so I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Pelipper is a pretty big weakness to this team. So I was like, okay, I got to keep Switch here because Noctowl is the only thing that I can actually like go with here because I have to land a Blizzard otherwise. So would I use this exact team? I went 10-0 with it. Would I use this exact team? Probably not, just because there are a couple weaknesses where I was like, oh, I did not plan for this well. Pelipper being one of them, right? Like, this is a decent neutral matchup, but Ninetales doesn't have a good matchup. Whiscash doesn't have a good matchup. Luckily, they decide to go one shield, and it is a Registeel in the back. You love to see it. I'm just going to excuse my arm. I've got the monitor here to watch my daughter, and it just kind of, I'm in the basement, so the Wi-Fi is not great. And anyways, what you're going to see here is I'm just going to use my shield and be able to just Mud Bomb and Mud Shot this as much as I can. I think I can get it all the way down because they don't, what they do is they don't have focus spots. And that's what you're going to see in these early matchups, right? Like I say, don't focus on the 10-0. Yonkis went 14-1. Others are going like, you should be going. You're a legend beast. You should be going undefeated / dominating with these teams against these. It really doesn't start picking up until meta until I maybe 3 days in. So this was it. I was like, Venusaur. What? Okay. Well, this is a good lead for me. And I'm like, Scrafty. Uh-oh. I clicked on the open. Luckily, I've got good counters here either way. But this is what you're going to see. So the problem, this is why I really don't like it being half just taking neutral here, because like that hurt, and now like they could just like build up some foul play. I have to shield because or else it's gonna take me out, and I want to keep alignment because I have to keep alignment because I cannot have a Whiscash on a Venusaur. So I have to shield. Luckily they did go with a foul play, but they could have baited me and then just like ramped up there, and I would have been in trouble. Uh, if I remember, they shield because they realize they cannot have that alignment. And do they throw here? Yeah, they throw it just if I'm gonna get it. So what I'm gonna do here is I know if I know I'm okay with Whiscash, I'm gonna come in here and I'm just gonna build up to Blizzard because like if the Venusaur comes in, I'm just gonna Blizzard it. I think I have to shield because it already ramped up, and a foul play would like do significant. So I'm just gonna ramp up. So I shield it, ramp up here, take it out, much out all the way down. If a Venusaur comes in this game, Blizzard, and here it is, you are gonna get smacked here. So the Blizzard, should one shot. There you go, and it is a Lapras. So I'm immediately gonna switch here. I'm not running my overheats, which I know I love running. I don't know why I'm not running. I think it's because I was in a Sylph match with this, and Psyshock was better for the meta, so that's probably why. But again, Weather Balls are spammy enough and hit hard enough because it's a neutral that I can just do this, and they have to throw heroes. They're going to be fire spinned out, and now I can just mud shot down. So decent matchup. What you're going to see, like, is Noctowl strong? It's decent. Like, if you look at PV Poke rankings, like, it's already above Pidgeot because now you have, it's, I think, tankier than Pidgeot, and now you have, like, a move to build Pidgeot. Again, they were using the non-Gust move here, so I was like, oh, I don't know what the counts are, so I just shielded up, and it was the Aerial Ace, so I was like, okay, I won't shield up the next one. Or don't shield it up. It's just an Aerial Ace. And so it's bulkier than Pidgeot. I don't know if it's bulkier than Pidgeot, but it just has a wider coverage because instead of just throwing flying type moves, you have the Shadow Ball coverage. I don't know about the charging. Like, the charging is okay. You'll see in a couple matchups how it charges. So how many wing attacks was that? 1 or 2? Do I shield this one up? I shield that up, and it's just an Aerial Ace. I'm like, okay, these people are probably not. 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, was that 6 or 7 wing attacks to get to a Sky Attack there? And that's why I guess I'm just used to like the. So I was like, okay, let's get out here immediately because I have a good matchup here, and that was a bad matchup. And that's the thing. Like, if I threw a Shadow Ball there, it would have been super effective, but you're still just taking super effective from those. Obviously, you're flying, right? So you have to be. Even if you could throw a Shadow Ball there, you're not going to have the chance. So get the mud shot off. Take this out. What's in the back? Oh, it's a Marowak. You'll have to see it. So right now, this is looking like a Whiscash showcase as opposed to a Noctowl. There is some moves that like I will showcase Noctowl coming up. I hope you stay to the ending, but if you don't stay to the ending, I'll just tell you now. I go against a Shadow Abomasnow, and I survive a Weather Ball. It was insane. I was like, wow, I'm really surprised I survived that. So Seismitoad comes in, and I was like, okay, here we go. So they threw really quick here. I was like, okay, I'll just let this go. Muddy Water, not doing much. 6, 7. So does it take 7 to get to the first Sky Attack? Yeah, so it does seem like a bit slow. Like, they're already at their second Muddy Water, and it's going to lower my attack here. So yeah, I think it takes like 7 wing attacks to get to the first Sky Attack there, which is a bit slower when you're like in these matchups. Again, you're a bit tankier, so you're okay. But again, these guys are just throwing Muddy Water because I think the other move is Earth Power because I think I played a second one. Someone must have, I don't know who, I'm guessing someone played with this team because I saw a similar team comp like 2 times today with this. With the Seismitoad, they did have Earth Power, the other one, and they were throwing Earth Powers, which is like not effective, but it's more effective than just throwing these. And I throw the Shadow Ball here because I'm like, I gotta showcase the Shadow Ball, right? This is what we're looking for. And okay, there we go, takes it out, so that's nice. Electabuzz comes in. I was like, okay, can we get to the Shadow Ball? No, I'm not gonna switch because I'm like, I have an amazing alignment here. I've got 2 shields. I'm just gonna 2 shield flex on this people because it's a no problem. So I went 10-0 with this team. none of these were particularly. I shouldn't say none of these. The Abomasnow one, I was like, okay, because my backline is actually double weak to Abomasnow. Like, if I had if I had Ninetales on it, would be great. But I had the Noctowl on it with the Whiscash. I'm like, oh, that's not good. So here we go again, and I think this is the one where they start throwing the Earth powers, which is not super effective, but still adds up after a while. And I think it's because yeah, my defense falls, so that's kind of why what helps them there. So if you're going to build a team around Noctowl, again, you need to watch out for, I guess, ice. So right, ice, electric for the flying, and then you're in trouble with the steals. You can throw shadow balls, but you're still in just a really losing, like a rock. So you need to build 3 around that. So they switch. They catch on the Marowak, which is fine. I now have a hard punish for here. So again, it's tough to get excited about these matchups early on because. So the thing is, like, what you will notice is, I think one match had an opponent without like full Pokemon. Like this one's 14-11, so it's not max. But for the most part, like I've had some decent teams come up, and you're gonna see in the second half of these battles. Like I had some decent team comps that I ran against. Like I ran against a Cress, but that's coming up soon. Like some try hard teams, and I did go 10-0. So there's something to be said about I mean this team, but Noctowl in general too. And I was reading Yonkis' comments, and most people were saying that they tried Noctowl too, and they went pretty positive with it. So it's a good Pokemon to use. So here we go. Here's Cress. This is actually a good lead for me because realistically, most of them are just probably running Grass Knot and Moonblast, and both are resisted. And because I'm the Shadow, it's going to just take these 2 Weather Balls to get there. So I'm like, this is probably resisted. Let's just see how much it does. And I am Shadow, so it does not even do 50%, so that's great. I'm in a pretty good situation here. I'm going to build up a bit. Throw the move here. This is... probably would take... probably put them pretty low. Sneak a Fire Spin there. I'm going to let this go again. It's just a Grass Knot. I'll probably have to shield up the next one if I don't get the move off here. And they catch on a Machamp, but it's a Shadow Machamp, so they have to shield. So then I come in with the Noctowl. And this is just easy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is 7 to get this to the Sky Attack, right? And at this point, they're loaded with what could be a Rock Slide, so I have to shield it up. And even a Cross Chop would do decent because it'd be doing neutral, and you can't take a neutral Cross Chop from a champ because like that would hurt. So that's a problem. Like even against the Fly, like that's a good matchup. And here we go. This is a hard. So I was like, okay, let's see how much this does. I'm already at like what 60%. And so I could take two maybe in some Thunder Shocks there. I was like, okay, and that's what kind of disappointed me. So I know it's a non-stab move. I just do this just to do any chip damage. I know it's resisted. That's fine. I know it's a non-stab move, but that didn't even do 50%. So that was kind of disappointing. I let the first one go because I know they just have Mud Bomb in the discharge. I was like, how much does Mud Bomb do? It's like, okay, that's not too bad. Get to another move. Do I shield it? I need to start shielding because my Ninetales is pretty low. The Crest comes back in. Oh, no, I need to save it for Crest. Yeah, that was smart because the Crest knows Leaf Blade, so that is going to hurt. Or Grass Knot, Leaf Blade. What does it know? It knows Grass Knot. It knows Grass Knot, so I definitely need to resist it because I'm a Mud Boy, and I would instantly die if I took that move. So shield that up, take this move, take this win, and we are rolling. So tomorrow's video is Make Our Go, and I'm not gonna lie. So let's talk about Make Our Go for a minute because you go to PV Poke and the move set is Rock Tomb, but Stone Edge is actually 5 less energy for like 30 more damage. So you run Stone Edge on it. So I ran Stone Edge on it, and it's a little, I don't want to call it glassy, but it's glassy compared to Noctowl. It's a little glassy, but the incinerates, I think it takes 3 incinerates to get to the Stone Edge and the overheat and both just like nukes, right? So they are awesome to use. So we'll showcase that one tomorrow. I let one wild charge go. I don't think I can let a second one go, so I shield it up, but it is not a wild charge. They come in with the Blastoise. So I was like, okay, this is not bad. I want to chip it because I just like one Sky Attack probably isn't going to take it out. So let's just chip it with 2 Mud Bombs and then come in and Wing Attack and get to the Sky Attack because that'll take it out. I'll shield up the Hydro Cannon because that's probably going to hurt the most, my guess is. Again, I could definitely take one, but I just wanted to shield it up just to make sure that I have as much health left because my Whiscash is pretty low. So shield that up, throw this, take it out. And what do we have in the back? Oh, Abomasnow. Here we go. So I'm already low. Look at that. Shadow Abomasnow. I'm barely over 50%. Here comes the Weather Ball. I'm like, okay, I'm done. And I survive. And like with like an okay amount of red, I was like, really? And this one shot. So I was that really, and it's 1494. So that's a full health Abomasnow. So that was the one I was like, whoa, that really, really surprised me. And so yeah, that's just like the bulkiness that you get with Noctowl, right? So that's kind of what you're getting there. You're getting a bulk with a flyer that knows a coverage move that's not just flying. Able to get the move off there, able to farm down, come out, Probopass. I was like, okay, I just threw this game. I just threw this game because I needed to keep alignment. I was like, I just lost this because I should have let that go down. I should have thrown the Weather Ball, do some chip damage, go down, have great alignment here, and I would have had even better alignment in the back here. I was like, that sucks. And I think I just won the game right here because of the stupid lag. Because now they're forced to shield again. So now I can go 2v0 shields to take this last game. To take this. So I can let this go because now I can just come in. Again, they're loaded with energy. So I have to shield up whatever comes here. But I can shield it up, get a Shadow Ball off, shield up a move here. And I've got a Weather Ball loaded because I've loaded with energy there. So Probopass hurts. Yeah, so this was I didn't even think about this. This is essentially like a Bastiodon, right? It's a knockoff version of a Bastiodon, a steel rock, which dominates both Ninetales and Noctowl. So that was a oversight on my part. I will take it because I can Shadow Ball here and then Weather Ball. So I think I won this one because of the lag. So sorry, opponent. But yeah, so if team comp, if you want to switch that up, but you need something like, again, how many Probopasses do you see? I saw one today out of the 10 matchups. And then, so like this team works, but there are weaknesses, right? Abomasnow, double weaken the back to Abomasnow, double weak to Probopass with Ninetales, Whiscash. So you have your weaknesses. But again, it's early going. Just play around with team comps. I did not see one Trevenant. I was very disappointed because I read that like if you line your Noctowl against Trevenant, you're just like golden because they can only throw like resisted grass or resisted Shadow Balls, right? So you're in good shape there. We simultaneously swap here. That was so unlucky. I was like, okay, let's just come in and that, and we simultaneously swap. They hit me with the Electrode, which is rough. Hit me with the Discharge, but again, pretty bulky. Shadow Ball here. Again, it's a little slow charging compared to others, right? So I get to the Shadow Ball, doesn't do a ton. They're gonna be able to farm me down. So that was kind of I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit disappointed. I came in here, forced the energy because I don't know, 2 shield, Whiscash, I'm fine. I was a bit disappointed at how slow it. Oh yeah, the game really like almost screwed me here. So I was like, I screwed them. They're gonna screw me here. So, threw the move, didn't register. Threw another move, took me out. I already have lower on my Whiscash, so they must have done some moves on my Whiscash. I was like, okay, they threw a Discharge, so they probably don't have foul play, so I can let this go. Because it's resisted. And I was just like, what? What is this game? And again, it's the first day, and everyone's playing like to try and fit their sets into the day, right? Because if you want to do all your sets like I did, you have to fit 5 sets in between 4 p.m. and close, like midnight. And others, if you live in like England, you have to do it like in 3 hours. So everyone is trying to grind them in. So I don't totally blame the servers for that. Anyways, that is the team. Hope you liked it. Make our go tomorrow. Decent team, wide coverage, couple weaknesses. So just play around with the Pokemon you have just to cover those weaknesses that I brought up. And my throat is going, so thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.